isn't in here.
Oh, that's right. Where is this bitch? Hold on.
You might not know we're actually starting yet.
I forgot you went to it. Watch it.
God dang. Come on, Monka de Luffy.
The Luffy Monka. Monka ass.
Nice ass.
Yada yada.
Yada yada.
Alright. Last time on Festering Faiths. After proceeding further out into the forest, escorting Payson after devastating the goblin war camp that had built up, you'd found where Shally Cinderwater had, well, been hiding out for the time being. After finding her and realizing that the kobold threat was starting to amass, and the fact that she had also seen some of the siege weapons that they were starting to build, like small javelin launchers that could volley entire areas, she thought it best that your group, along with her, go to check it out. After arriving at said location and finding the enormous ramparts that were beset before you, you had taken a moment to consider what you were going to do. Moving forward, you came to find out that the kobolds were surprisingly amiable, that when you had paid them a few jewels to take you to the king to speak. After, well, Leoris had spent some time sitting down to talk with Gif, and Cal and Zircon had gone further deep in to speak with the king, you came to realize that this was a residium mine. Not only with that, not far deep into this mine, hidden within the depths far below, was a dwarven outpost. It seems that the dwarfs, as far as you know, have been somehow sneakily getting into these locations and mining out residium, from what it looks like, but it has now been taken over by the kobold proprietors. After exploring further deeper, you had come across another warforged, curiously enough. One that looks of a much older design and obviously has been battered by war quite immensely. You saw that a few pieces of his equipment were quite new from the looks of it, or at least better kept. And also the massive war machine that he was building, purposely meant for kobold size. At the same point, you went to speak with the king. He tried to come to an arrangement to where the residium mine would be used, as they could still live there, or some form of action, and then they would be able to obviously send their own businessmen, bankers or so, just to be able to speak on the behalf of Aylesbury and come to an arrangement to where some of the shipments go out and they pay them, or vice versa. He did not seem quite that amiable. He seemed rather prideful. At the same time, he also seems to have a previous deal brokered with Awakener. After discovering this and also taking note of the very menacing looking symbol on his, well, regalia, as far as you could tell, between as well being etched into the very plating of his body, it looks like that of a hammer in a twisted sign of most Warforged, but it seemed to be crushing down onto some humanoid creature slash a soul and driving it into a metal ingot. After describing this to Cromsteel took a much deeper interest in this, and realizing that it wasn't just kobolds, that there was actually a much more significant driving force behind these creatures coming out and actually bothering to attack the surface world instead of concerning themselves directly with the aforementioned drow that you had found out with the previous discussion with the king. After going, well, before then, Zircon had imprinted the symbol onto Cromsteel's shield as best as he could, And then Cromsteel walked out and was immediately given a different reception between a mixture of fear and worry. At that point, you could see that whatever Awakener was a much, much more darker being than you had hoped to be. When finally meeting with him, deep down in the mines yourself, Cromsteel, you had found out that he has an insatiable hatred for those of the living and many of the fleshlings, even though he obviously had brokered a deal it is no less to him. He obviously has a means to an end, and obviously if he attacks Aylesbury for whatever means or force, you're not very sure as to why he wishes to attack Aylesbury. It seems to be the start of whatever he had aforementioned, the Soul Crushers. Him being only one obviously brings a great deal of questions to mind. That, and also the fact that, aside from Einstrike being a god, you realize that he had mentioned the Kronsteins directly, which means either he's old enough to originate from the Gagaron warfront, or had been in an aforementioned time to the point of where the Kronsteins were just making Warforged for the first time. So this being himself is already very old. At the same time, after he had discussed a few matters with you, you could tell that he was seeing if you were truly sent by the Soul Crushed. He did have hopes in trying to teach you how to make soul ingots, and obviously better your crafts, as he had put it. You had turned him down and then corrected him in the fact that you are a paladin of Urikson's champions, as after that, and you had shown Ironstride's symbol upon your shield, the Iron Father, you had seen that his conjecture had shifted to one that of an ally to someone who is immediately competing against you in a way. At that point, he tried to force your hand and tried to make you fight. After which you thought, especially with the fact that there were the various kobolds around, you are not sure, and especially for this being as old as he is, what he might resort to, especially on the fact that this is partially a religious war, as far as you could tell on his part. Once this fight had started breaking out, you could see that many of the kobolds had already started stepping away out of sheer fear, which already gave an even more unsettling atmosphere to the situation at hand already. At that point, you had cast Sanctuary on yourself and immediately proceeded to the door, nervous about the fight probably, and also trying to make sure that you just don't die in the Kobold Warrens, right next to forges where you'd probably melted down immediately. After a very, very, very quick escape and Awakener coming down the halls and screaming after you with thaumaturgy, and also being very heavily blasted face first by a flamethrower as you ran headlong into it, he calmly went through and disarmed the various traps from where he knew they were, and proceeded to chase you all the way out of the Kobold Warrens, and to the very edge. When he called out as you tried to play things off comfortably, he was at the very back of the cave, about 120 feet away, when you heard the voice erupting from the very depths of the mine. To not let the coward leave, you quickly surfed a kobold off the ramparts to freedom, and ran off into the forest with your friends. Cal had looked back briefly to see Awakener standing at the mouth of the cave, but not pursuing. You could see that he looked rather frustrated from, well, the pose that he had taken, obviously, and as well with the screaming out that Aylesbury would burn. He quickly ran back to tell Olin Richai, a very already distressed mayor, depressed at the fact that he didn't believe his friend originally with the matter of the slimes, as well as the guard captain walking off with the entire fortune of the town, repaying the entire town himself with his own fortune, being flat broke as a mayor, but at least keeping the town in functional shape, got even heavier news that, unfortunately, the town is about to be assailed. He quickly sent word out to other Providence areas, hoping as well as that the 3 towers in the area that keep the peace between the nations would be, well, ready to return the favor, especially the fact that Aylesbury is supposed to be a marker and a beacon of peace between the 3 continents as a major trading port. As you obviously had waited for some time, you did receive word back from Wild Hollow and Falkirk that they would send soldiers, but unfortunately by the time they would arrive, the most they could do would be able to drive back any forces that were still assailing or sieging the town, and had given you aforementioned word and hoped that you would be able to hold out at least long enough for their small armies to arrive. You have not heard word back from Creekmont, but at the same time, traveling the ocean there and getting word to the Vermilion Throne is much more heavy. As for the 3 watchtowers, they had sent back word apologizing that they would not be able to spare soldiers, as many of the towers there are mostly skeleton crew, but if need be, you can send citizens there if absolutely desperate as a fallback point and a hold. You had seen that a great portion of over the month as you had come to your preparations, that many of the people had decidedly fled to some of these towers just for safety at a time. You had seen that many of the humans and dwarfs have gone to the northern tower, which obviously belong to Freydance and the human providences. And then those who seem to be more of the Feywild or magical prowess type seem to have fled to the tower that belongs to Nyleth and Theos, or Olabel as well, for the castle. And the Elven providences, where it's a mixture of human and elf, but mostly very open with their magic, so they are more than welcome there. Excuse me. As for a few other Dragonborn, you could see not many had left, only older. Many other Dragonborn that seemed fairly capable at the time did come to accompany you, as well as especially with the training that you had prepared, you had managed to make sure that there were well-trained regiments. Even you have Kuzith to help attempt to lead these, well, quickly rushed and trained troops for over the month to keep them in order and follow the orders directly. At that point, you had come to meet the various dwarves who come to realize that most of them are Duragar that were working with the blacksmiths. Some that obviously escaped the Underdark at some point and have come here for a sense of freedom. They had been originally led by a person you got to know who was also well trained in siegecraft, and he had mentioned to share his skills and capabilities, which this is why he's the main proprietor over the siege weaponry of Thobric Graveslayer. He embarrassingly admitted that he had also laid waste to the northern Dragonborn cities originally of Aelburn, and then when they had gotten pushed back to Gomtrim, in one of the main war city and towns that live on the border there and give constant harass and war, he decided to jump ship, as he really did not feel the dwarves of the north at Gomtrim had any honor left due to some of the underhanded sieges and other, well, war crimes, as he put it lightly, but he wanted to leave sleeping dogs lie as where they were. At this point, after the very heavy month of quickly chopping down trees, getting ramparts ready, people keeping an eye out, Cal going out with Vanthapur and as well as Ankan, you had made hit and runs on the Kobold Palisade and realized that, especially after 2 weeks, it became a little more dangerous. Okan's mount had been hit a few times by a couple of the ballistae volleys that they have, as well as Vanthapur getting caught in some bear traps once in a while as they started to learn to hide them better, and make better, more up-to-date ones that weren't rusted. And you could tell that getting caught by the new ones might end up crunching your leg at one point, or incapacitating your movement for quite some time. So with that, you just come back. Obviously, the rest of the preparations that were going on. You can see that Quinoa has also shared the line, along with the fact that Shally Cinderwater, as well as Payson, had made themselves ready with their capabilities. Which, if somebody would like to roll me a D3 for which one of Payson's creations that he was bringing forward. Actually, no. Let's see. Yeah, no. Roll me a D3.
Somebody do it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
okay. You volunteered first.
Alrighty. So let me go and grab that appropriate one.
Better be the trap.
I'm making a very high quality meme right now.
I really like that one that you posted, Luke.
You're on the hill, Smokey.
If he doesn't bring his dragon, it's gonna be a yikes from me.
That is exactly the color that you were rolling with.
Oh, that's a dragon.
Which, especially with whatever his patron is, it starts to bring heavy question in it, but it is technically a construct by operation. And you can tell that Payson will be helping keep control of this thing with Shally Cinderwater.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Did you just ping there, like behind Unmaker?
I shift clicked it.
Refresh your page.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there.
Oh, there it is. Now we got Drago.
Potato vision. But yes,
It's down by the Heart Boy.
You have ended with a bronze golem construct of an adult dragon.
Why?
That thing could kill all of us.
I mean, they're not. It's not as good as a real bronze dragon. Like the Hydra he made was like garbage compared to a real Hydra.
Yeah, it was also going to be like a 2x2. That one's to scale.
Yep.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh out loud while I'm doing this.
No,
How
that's
dare
fair.
you now?
It's perfect. But with that, you can tell, especially with the fact that you have the various guards, there's obviously a priest to each regiment. Miraculously, especially with the people that you have been training, you've managed to conjecture a full 12 soldiers to a regiment, as well as a priest to each one. You do have a few mercenary archers that you have managed to hire from the Elven Kingdoms that have decided to take up post. So they sit safely at 15-foot tall towers looking over the field. Zircon's various defenses that have been set out to impede and slow them with difficult terrain, starting literally at the point of the front lines at the far end here.
They just bring in hover tanks. Fuck!
Fuck!
Do you think we would be so foolish?
Roger, Roger, no!
And
Oh boy, we got a full ass trebuchet.
you got 3.
Pretty sure everybody has been amazed at the trebuchet.
I know.
Oh, damn. That's what they are.
Ah,
Trebuchet.
No, it's a tray bucket.
Trebuchet.
Damn,
We've got a whole trebuchet.
Dude,
tree
you guys here, they have a whole tree
made of
bucket.
wood.
Damn, that's a whole ass trebuchet.
Well, but Vempoth has been obviously working with the siege team, obviously on backup as well. The barbecue pit boys have volunteered to run boulders as well and help with the various ammunition selection. Tharbrek is calling out various shots. The Durgar, obviously, quick winding the wheels as well to reload the trebuchet and get them back into position. And the various townspeople who were at the supply depot have not much capability, but they at least have medical supplies and a few other things that soldiers would need if desperate, between reload on arrows, crossbows, Lyra the cat.
Lyra. I'm glad they have cats in good supply.
As well as, strangely enough, a unique selection of potions that seem to pour out of the place.
Oh no.
Fantastic.
You mean drugs?
Are these boys running in mouse?
Yeah. Have you not seen how most trebuchets have to basically reload?
It's like two mouse wheel crank things that pull it back down.
Yeah. Like, they literally have soldiers walk on them or run on them just to fucking quick reload them.
Yeah, but why the people with little legs? Seems brittle.
Because they're strong, they got endurance.
You know how many times a Durgar can enlarge himself? Infinitely.
Oh yeah.
Today.
Hey, Goblin Bet's taught me a lot about Duragar.
So basically, that's too far. There you go. Basically, Durgar enlarge, you know, makes himself fucking beef cake.
Yeah.
Beefcake.
Beefcake! Beefcake!
But yes, that's why they run the trebuchets.
So we're going in with the orcs, right? That looks like the place to be.
I don't
You
think we
can
want
go
to
in with
run
the
out
orcs.
onto the field.
No, this definitely seems like the place to be.
Definitely want to be where the orcs are. But you can see Mama Pet up at the front. Right.
And as we discussed earlier, I want to have a conversation with Unmaker.
The conversation will go like so. I don't think I'm wrong.
But who's slapping who?
Who do you think?
Fuck, I don't know.
I'm going to
gonna be
run
like
all.
It's gonna be like Woody and Buzz. You are a person.
We'd like to join the union.
I'm
That's all Iron Stride did was create a union for fucking Warforged.
It's a labor union. Whenever somebody violates a Warforged right, like just a lawyer plane shifts out of nowhere and is just like, I'm afraid you're gonna have to come to court.
Excuse me, I represent the Plain of Avernus District of Attorneys.
You violated the law.
Hey,
Let's
what?
come to the Iron Court.
Why are you working out of Avernus? Well, no one else would rent to lawyers.
Got him.
Got him!
So, especially after this month-long wait, you can go ahead and place yourselves where you wish to be on the battlefield. Obviously,
Can
this
I talk to Unmaker though?
Unmaker, you can definitely talk to him. He's
Yeah, I want to, like, away from Shelly, just like ask him if he's happy with what he's doing. Does he know that he can have a different life?
You ever thought about the Iron Father?
Pretty much.
How do you feel about the Iron Daddy?
Have you heard the word?
Have you heard Our Father?
Have you heard the good word of Iron Daddy?
Fucking Christ. So, then, especially with her more focused on controlling the golem along with Payson, I've thought of other matters that would be considerable, but I still feel the need that she needs greater protection.
Of course, if you are satisfied protecting Shelley Cinderwater, that is fine. I just wanted to make sure you were not under some sort of contract that you did not want.
No. I've served her loyally the entire time. That of a knight
Of
who
your
would serve her
volition.
countess.
Alright, that is reassuring. Thank you.
So, he'll give you none, which is surprising. He obviously definitely has quite the personality himself. He obviously has
Yeah.
a very clear understanding of self, and even has, curiously enough, a very noble prospect to his mind. Seems to
Well, he
think.
seems happy.
Yeah. He seems to think of Cinderwater almost like a baroness or a countess to him, being a valiant knight in a way. And that just seems to be kind of made of his own volition, even though he's still technically kind of part of Payson in a way. Yeah, he's like the ultimate gentleman. Except he's actually chivalrous. He will straight up sacrifice himself for her.
Alright, I give him a dad pat on the shoulder.
Alright.
Time to die.
Time to do what I do best. Fucking die.
You goddamn right.
I've had too many sessions where I have not been unconscious. This cannot go.
Yeah, it's too dangerous. If you go any longer, you're gonna, you know, just fucking, you're gonna pass out from not passing out.
Yeah.
I have a crippling addiction to being knocked unconscious by blunt force.
Fuck.
Nice.
Blunt force trauma.
When I go to the club, I have an entirely different view of what should happen.
I'll give everyone a rousing speech of courage, despite not having that feat. It does nothing. You feel better.
Roll a charisma. Do it.
Come on.
RP it, RP it.
Go on.
Yeah, we need to hear your speech. I need to know if I'm inspired or not.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, then.
What did you just stand in front of everyone and actually say that?
This
Like,
is a
I
rousing
literal
speech.
words. I don't have the feet.
Alright, guys, I'll give you a rousing speech. I hope you all feel better. Yeah, that's about it. I don't have the feet, so I'm not going to continue doing this. I'll see you guys later.
All right, everybody, are you ready to throw hands? Let's go.
I feel very
That's pretty
motivated.
rousing. That is pretty rousing. Just like, ready to throw hands? Let's fucking go.
All of you can do it. Thumbs up.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, did you actually make Alchemist Fire?
Apparently I did. That's what I was told I did earlier.
What was that?
I mean, I can't. I typed it out. I think I was being asked if I actually did make Alchemist Fire, which is just what I told I did when I helped with the golem.
Oh, I'll be back in just a minute.
Because that way it actually has fire breath.
Yeah. You can't just make something move on its own without any, like, parts. Looks at the painting on the wall that came off and bit me.
So we don't have any, like, misfire bombs or anything. It's
I
actually
mean, I could have made you some. We did have, like, 30 days.
I would definitely
If you
say
really
he
wanted
could. Cal with the alchemical warfare.
I'm just saying, if you've made someone, you should probably give him to the first boy.
Like I said, I made none.
That's Just be like, I'll be up there with the boys.
Stand up
No,
there
no,
with
get
Marble
up.
Pit.
Get up there with the boys.
Or your sister, Boing Boing.
Wait, who?
Oh, that's your sister. Oh no.
Boing. Oh no, hang
Sister
on.
Boing Boing.
You've raped my
Those
eyes.
heels. Yeah, I can't. I feel like this justifies as a war crime to be showing me that.
You do
I
see.
block people on roll 20.
You do see your
One sec.
much younger brother, Truckamer, is trying to sneak into the combat.
Oh, little
Okay, I've
pan boy.
Oh, Pam boy.
I don't think we should let him fight.
He's carrying all his hands.
What? What are you doing here?
I can fight too. What?
Nah, man. Stay back.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're great at that, aren't
Oh,
Your persuasion is so high.
It is. Roll a 5 there.
you can tell it looks like he's going back to Papa Gray Hair at camp, who's been cooking for the soldiers, who's been training.
Yeah, go help Pops. He needs it more than we do.
All right. I'll make sure to run spices for him again. Just kind of sighs and hangs his heavily armored head with the pot.
Just want to make sure he's safe. My brother.
Brother. Alright. A whole lot of naked dancing. God damn it. So, as the end of the month starts to carry out, you can see that Kuvith is making sure that the various regiments are in place. It's one of the few times you've seen him not dressed as a stinking vagrant on the side of the road, but actually rather quite well with scale mail as well as a longsword on his hip. You can see that he also has a heavy crossbow that's been given to him by the dwarves. Obviously, he looks like he's probably borrowing these, as he's clearly just doing this to defend Aylesbury, the place that he was hoping to retire and not have to continue fighting, but being one of the previous knight commanders of Freydens, he's obviously probably the most skilled and helped organize the various ramparts, the supply caravan, as well as organized the trebuchet placement with Thobrak Graveslayer, being sure that everyone else was supplied appropriately, and that even though, especially with already very thin numbers and not having full-on soldiers, you still have the few that were the town guard there, as well as the spare regiments, at least one for each of the four, to quickly fall into place and help try and cover any holes that might unfortunately be made during the combats. But hopefully with all these extra preparations, there are none of that in the matter.
Back.
Welcome back. As you are still continuing with your preparations, feels like a month has passed at this point. You could tell, especially with the celestial rotations. It would be, you've seen that the second moon of Hothalor had come and passed in full waning. It is now in its waning state. As well as the fact that Yumiya has also started coming to a full moon for this night as well. In early morning, you could see what looks like smoke on the horizon. Obviously, there are camps in preparation. Those who are scouting out, especially with you, Cal, the Dragonborns do go to scout out with you, and especially with your going back and forth, you see that a rather large amount of kobolds are on the move, and various parts of the forest are now on fire. See that, especially from other sections, that this is kind of a point of siege warfare that is very well practiced in the fact of driving out various locations and making sure that there are no other hiding areas for soldiers or regiments to come upon them, as they seem to coast through the forest in certain areas. It gets to the point where, especially for you and the other Dragonborn, the ability to at least hide or be safe becomes rather daunting. Certain parts of the forest just start to coast around and the heat starts to get to you. As you could tell, that sitting here would not be a good idea between the smoke starting to burn your eyes and the difficulty of trying to find brush that you know is not going to catch fire immediately. So unfortunately, you are driven back, though you have definitely taken note that you see the larger regiments as well as hear the crank of one of the said war machines that you had originally seen with Zircon heading in the city's direction.
Time to run back and tell everybody it's showtime.
Yes. All mundane equipment like armor, weapons, and such are half price due to the generosity of Thulbrick Graveslayer and his fellow dwarves that have come here to try and make better and obviously just be better people overall in their lives, as well as the potions being half price, though Paysan's potions are not half price. Quinoa's.
I love how everybody mixes up the potion seller with Paysan.
It's so easy to do. I did this to myself. I really did.
Yeah, I know. It's admirable that even you are doing it too.
Phobos. Phobos' tinctures. I love to rhyme, dude. It's my own damn fault. It's fucking instinct. Fucking Phobos and Paysan. Phobos' tinctures are still at the normal price that as they have been labeled. And so I assume you're going to close up the ramparts then?
Yeah.
Alright. Buy 5 more. Alright, it would only cost you 25 gold if you're buying normal healing potions for Kanoa's shop. If you're buying from...
That's what I'm done.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're buying for Phobos, the 25, just be sure to mark that as a 25 gold purchase.
Okay, so we'll also buy 5.
Alright. So,
How much for the small healing potions again?
Regular healing potion for Kanoa shop at half price right now is 25 gold.
25 gold. Oh boy. I'll
If you,
get full.
yeah. If you wanted to buy Phobos' curious tinctures, then obviously they are available, but they are guaranteed to have an effect, as I've mentioned before.
Such an ominous term.
I love that.
An effect.
It's like a drug dealer saying you're guaranteed to either get high or die.
Will it be healing? Probably.
Maybe.
They don't like the heat I'm bringing.
I'll go. Hang on. What did I just do? Fuck. I'll go four of them at once.
All right. So, as you can hear the distant dangers approaching. You see occasionally things that drift over top the treetops, once or twice. Small pin dots, hard to make out, but still take note of them. You even occasionally see a tree or two fall. You tell that they do make camp at a time as they wait for nightfall. Obviously, regiments getting made ready. You can see that obviously there are torches and braziers that have been set up for the time. Which...
Can we put up some, like, lights outside of the wall so we can, like, see them approaching?
Yes, you can.
I'm scared that we only have, like, one guy defending our trebuchets.
My eyes.
yes.
Ah.
So let me grab some torches.
Oh, it's night.
I love this
That's what that
music.
is.
Excuse me.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be fixing it in a moment.
Key use.
As the T-posing dark vision god comes into the room.
I believe I should have 5 times more.
I believe I should be able to see, like, I am the sun.
My eyes are just fucking glowing.
Just
Real
The
shit.
sun in the warp. I am one.
I believe it's my wisdom modifier.
Yeah, for how
Let me
many
check.
people you can.
Within 10 feet, up to a number of creatures equal to your wisdom modifier. That lasts for 1 hour.
You're gonna touch me, and you're gonna be like, "Hey, you now have dark vision." I'll be like, "It sure is dark."
Sure is dark in here.
Your eyes just mend themselves briefly with magic.
I'm just like, oh,
It hurts.
I can see color for the first time. Why have you done this to me?
An hour later, it all goes away. Bring it back!
Bring it back!
Give me the car.
Need it.
oh man.
Oh, I was when that fairy light spell would come in handy if I had it. You know, because you can create little like torches out in the middle of the field.
So, where would you like these various torches placed?
I mean, I'd say in front of the spikes, or like in the spikes. Let's see.
Alrighty, because each of those torches would have about 1 hour before they will be snuffed out.
I do have dark vision.
That's right. I have to give you the darkest vision.
60 feet.
You know what? On that note, I'm actually going to stand on top of one of the towers, since I will see them long before anyone else sees anything.
Yeah, so you can see them and go, right, time to fight. Although I'm sure some of the war machines will give us some amount of light.
Probably. I mean, if they're also breathing fire.
Swoosh.
Yeah, it's gonna have a pilot light or something.
How many dancing lights? Oh, it's only 120, isn't it?
My food's on the way.
Nice.
Is Jack hungry for you?
I assume like their entire palisade would be lit up.
Oh yeah. Just a moment.
You gotta place those Minecraft torches around so nothing can spawn.
It's true. It's true.
How'd these kobolds get here? Well, they spawned in, you didn't put enough torches.
Yeah, fuck.
We should probably put torches on our side as well, because if they break through, then we're screwed.
What, you don't like fighting in complete and total darkness?
No. I'm more concerned
Fine
for
for
like all
most,
the
yeah, but
orcs and the human militia.
yeah, majority of our militants are human.
I do not doubt in the slightest that they would be holding torches themselves, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have razor
Can you have more
pits.
than one light spell on at a time?
No.
No, they got like spears and shields. They're no
The
space
hell
to hold a
light?
torch.
Does someone
so
not
you
have a
cast the spell and
drift
it
globe?
just messes it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean does somebody not have a drift globe? We're like a level 4.
Does somebody not have a drift globe?
Oh my god. Why don't you guys have like 6 magic items, goggles of night sight, and the ability to teleport at will? What are you, poor?
Pussies.
What are you, level 4 and hard pressed for cash? Because you're good people.
No.
Didn't just fucking ram your fucking fists of greed into their asshole.
Cashier, grab it all.
I cast Pot of Greed.
Pot of greed allows me to rob 2 additional innocent people, you.
And then they would have braziers that are burning at a much brighter light. Up at the front.
I still can't see.
You don't have
And you won't.
Zircon, your eyes don't see.
And you
Oh,
never
right.
will, you son of
No.
Make
Your eyes are broken.
As far as I'm aware, you guys are just placing sticks around.
just
Well, you've been
really,
putting sticks in the ground.
really hot sticks.
Why is this stick hot?
Why are you lighting all these
Spicy
sticks on
stick.
fire? This is a fear tactic. No, we need to fucking see you, asshole.
See?
Why do you put these sticks in the ground that make this weird noise?
Why does the stick attack me when I touch it?
So, please.
What do you?
Stick hurts.
Why are there so many attack sticks?
Why is stick bad?
Why is my
Fire bad.
Why is my body warm? Why does it hurt?
Everyone else like, yes, we can see the siege engines rolling over the hills, and I'm like, what?
You guys can see?
How far is the tremor sense?
I can. Well, the
60.
tremor sense is like no. Tremor sense is 30.
Oh, no.
I mean, Tremor Sense is really strong though, because he can
I thought you had
see
60.
things.
No, I have 60 blind sight.
Oh, well, that's better.
You have more blind sight than Tremor Sense?
Yes.
Blind sight is better, though.
Yeah, I'm interested that you did it like that, because I personally would put it in reverse. But
I mean, don't worry. Eventually, it'll be better.
Good, good.
I mean, yeah, it seems like an odd order to
Eventually,
me.
you will grow eyes.
In my feet.
Like you're walking on your hands, pointing your feet at people.
Oh, God.
Alrighty. So, as the night presses forward, tensions get high. You do see part of the forest burning at this point. If everyone would roll me perception checks.
I just won't.
Oh no,
Way
it's
too
not.
far away.
It's not sight. It's sound.
Oh,
You
okay.
can do audio.
Yeah, okay,
Hear
okay.
the sound of Awakener going.
Crumbs jail.
All right.
I got you, boys.
Black man hears more. Makes sense.
God, me too.
So Zircon, as well as Cal and Relax, hear the sound. Almost sounds like thundering. So,
Please, no boars.
at this
Oh,
point,
the boars are killing them.
at this point, for those watching out into the field, especially with the elven archers at your side, Leoris, you can see them quickly knock back an arrow, kind of nervously, as there is some motion out in the fields. You do see boars running in and trying to take cover between the various pits and ramparts.
Oh, they're just running from the fire.
Mm-hmm.
As they get to the main walls, you can tell that they slow down, obviously, all being sure to stop, and obviously they can't go ripping through.
No, no. Impale yourselves on the spikes.
Do it. Do it! Just moving all these to the med player so don't grab them by mistake at some point. Which should still provide light.
He found me. Yeah, shark vision.
So, at this point, you do see that, especially with the people, they do look a little calmer at the fact that they just see boars just kind of chilling out for a moment. They thought it was something far worse. Before a lot of people's fears kind of wash over them for a brief moment as the thundering continues, gets louder and louder. As from the forest breaking through most of the tree lines, You see all of these start to approach the main walls that he had set up initially, Zircon. Going at full speed.
Oh shit.
What is that?
Is a thunderball.
I sure do hope they didn't tame that. I don't want to fight that.
So,
I have a feeling they're also running from the fire.
alright. They are panicked, running at full speed. You can tell that they are actually about to start smashing through some of the ramparts here. You can see the archers quite nervously start taking shots at various thunderboars, but of course, especially with this many thunderboars, you can tell that it's not very likely they'll be able to take them all down. So the two on the parts here are going to make their 6 shots at the one heading towards the center.
Short bow.
You may take your shots as you wish to try and stop them. The one to the south will try and put 3 into the other one that's trying to make its way closer.
Can I try to like throw a firebolt in front of it to make it swerve? Since they hate fire.
That you can. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation, as well as... well, roll me the damage first and see how much it is.
Okay, just... Yeah, okay.
Roll it at advantage.
Damn.
Not very good.
Alrighty, so... You try and get this thing to swerve. You can see it flinches for a moment and kind of causes it to slow down for a little bit. You can tell the archers are putting quite significant damage on these creatures, but they are still thundering forward towards the rocky walls and the encampments. With 14-9 will miss. The 26 hits.
I just did 3 because you said they did 3. They're all at disadvantage because they're too far away.
Yeah. So. And then let's switch from that. You can see people are getting a little nervous. You can hear Kuvzith calling down the line, and the other Dragonborn quickly calling as it goes down in a chain of succession. Like, no! Ready the crossbows! Fire at them, quickly! And at this point, you can see, especially with a lot of people already very nervous as they know how dangerous these creatures are, very quickly trying to make ready for what they are not very well trained in. So with that, this one charging and thundering forward, we'll get to right here as he smashes through these various rocks here. It just kind of pulps them all.
Dang wildlife.
This guy is
So
gonna.
most likes have failed.
This guy is gonna go through the center, still slowed down, but he's gonna immediately kill the boar, trampling it. He just gets caught underfoot. You can tell it is these creatures have been whipped up into basically a frenzy at this point as they've been chased so long by the fire. This one to the south. Obviously moving the straight line will get to about here as it starts to careen into the rock wall. This one pulps the first 2 there. Alrighty. With that second set, I'll put this guy as rattled, as it did catch his eye, especially with a crit firebolt, and he's already hurt does not look like he is really that eager to continue forward, but it seems to be about the best path that's not on fire. Especially with the smaller fires everywhere, it's just like sheer panic mode for these creatures. So, the archers will take another volley set, as they don't really want to let the main roadway and gate that doesn't have that much heavy guard right now to fall.
I guess I'll throw more firebolt at the middle one as well. That might as well help. Firebolt.
Alrighty. And directly hitting, or just trying to scare it off at this point?
Well, if it doesn't look too injured, I might as well keep trying to scare it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to kill it with my shit firebolt rolls.
With the amount of arrows that's been pumped into it at this point, you could tell that it's looking rather weak.
Okay, well, I'll just hit it.
Alright.
I didn't care about my good firebolt, so...
You can tell it definitely acknowledged it, but fear is obviously driving this creature quite significantly right now.
Yeah, if it hates fire and the forest is on fire, it's probably not having a good day.
Alrighty. And the other archers at the south, obviously anyone could try to interject, throw down other orders, or try and help the regiments if they want to, between persuasions or other of the sort. And this one to the south will hit this archer. Shooters. Alright, go ahead and roll me a persuasion, Crumb Steel, as you try and like get these people to like rally a little bit faster. You can see a lot of the orcs seem to be leveling javelins very excitedly. Nurse, you're used to this as your brothers have hunted stormboars quite regularly.
I guess I'll also throw javelin.
Alright. At that range.
What's the range?
Definitely. Yeah, it's disadvantage at this range, but it's still able to make an attack with them. Or, let's see. Let me double check that range, actually, because I think 60's the max.
It's 3120.
Yeah, no, they could still definitely make that. Javelin's got crazy range.
Yeet.
That'll hit. Alrighty. Yeah,
Fat yeet.
Oh no. Alrighty, so Crumb Steel, especially with this more thundering forward about to hit the ramparts, you see your javelin make excellent placement at the lower base of its head, after especially being bled out by various arrows, and just drags forward and just kind of sinks into the dirt here, dead.
A lucky shot.
Good job.
Thumbs up.
Javelins work well.
Just like Hancock. Good job.
No, you a good job.
Oh, you good job.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's
Trying to tell these guys to fucking what I said in the chat anyway.
You're like pointing in the wrong direction at where the balls
I get the general idea of where they are. I just don't know where they are exactly.
Alrighty.
Just like tap on your shoulder and point.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion circle.
Let's give it a try.
Unless somebody has a form of commanding ability, but...
Ooh, baby bad.
Oh,
no. Hang on. Do all these... What the fuck's the button? Do all these, like, little squad things have ranged weapons and melee weapons?
They...
Or both? Or one or the other?
Well, they're labeled with spears, but they do have crossbows. That's what they're trying to get ready, but they are hastily trained. They were not expecting thunderboars to come rolling out of the forest. They were more or less with spear and shield at that point. They weren't commanded currently to have the various ranged equipment ready. They assumed they would have some time. So, that. This one's gonna move to here, and that's gonna start crashing. My ramparts!
Son of a bitch! I mean, like, if it died to like that amount of damage, just like these three should just be like.
They're untrained militia. They aren't gods. They can't just be whipped
fine.
across them instantly.
That's what.
These guys, this guy fires 3 times, this guy fires 3 times. These are elven veterans that have obviously posted up there.
Yeah,
Those guys' shots are
probably
not gonna fucking be as fucking magnificent as theirs.
probably got like a +2 to hit or something.
Yeah, but like, you fire a lot of shots, some will miss. Shotgun method.
Uh-huh.
And that's why people
Sure.
fucking die. Because it's retarded.
I'll just do a volley one go. Just...
Yeah, they still gotta get their shit out.
Ugh.
I will attempt to firebolt scare this boar. I'm sure it'll work at some point.
Alright.
Hi-ya.
The
I'm just throwing it.
up here run.
Yeah, that one.
Go ahead and well, do it at advantage, because obviously getting this close, you could tell it's not having a great day.
The intimidation or the firebolt?
Intimidation.
Okay. It's
Alright.
better.
With that, you actually see that it does actually kind of come to a semi-sliding halt, and seems like it's going to start heading in the northern direction now.
Yay.
Oh, yes.
Mark that
Good
one
job.
as
I did it.
rattled.
I'm spooking all the boars.
And then these 2 archers, once again, are going to start firing at that one and try and dissuade it fully. So, only 1 hit on that, 2. So they managed to put 3 shots into that one. And then this one to the south is going to keep trying to fucking hit this one before it reaches the tower that she's in. Unfortunately, only 1 success there.
Oh, dude, there's 2 more Thunderbolts. I thought there was only 1 more down there.
Yeah, you could tell that one has been tearing ass through the fucking walls and ramparts and other things quite handedly.
Do I get another turn of movement?
So, that, they do get 1 more turn. This one gets to right here, and then obviously he's heading north. He's given up on the forward motion.
Is it possible to try and like intimidate them with a horn?
With that,
Do the mission.
unfortunately, definitely not. You and your brothers, I can say, are quite used to the fact that these creatures don't really get dissuaded, especially for them being very territorial creatures already. They are probably as stubborn as bulls in heat when it comes to the direction that they're going. The fact that Relics managed to finally dissuade one of them, especially with fire, which is what they're most afraid of, is probably the biggest impressive thing, aside from managing to drop one of these fuckers finally before it even reached halfway to the rampart through the mud and tracks that had been made. So this one effectively gets up to there, crushing those. And it's already starting at that point to collide with the tower. And then this one, obviously you can see a lot of other people are keeping crossbows trained, but are just kind of letting this one run off into the distance away.
I don't like this one getting involved in the fucking... Oh, I gotta smack it.
Alrighty. So, for those who
I'll rally the troops behind me.
you can see they all start leveling crossbows at that point. You can tell they're about to take their main shots. If you want to wait for them to fire and then move in on this creature.
I'll take a shot at this one.
I'll wait for their shots to fly past me, and then if it's still not down.
They're untrained. They all shoot you.
No, it's okay. I dodge. Also catch.
He catches all of the shots and then slam dunks them into the boar. Unfortunately,
Paul's like,
That'd be
damn.
sick.
unfortunately, the 14 will miss. 3 more arrows sink into its side. And then 12 to a regiment, 24 shots.
There was a natural 20 in there, yes!
1, 2,
Nice.
3, 4,
Actually, only 10 people.
5, 6. It's 12. Do your math. Or. No, I need to do my math. Fuck it. There should be one more in there. You're right! Should be 2.
Another.
Another one!
Another!
Another 12. Dang angry boars.
So 11 of those shots hit.
Oh my wummo.
Dude.
And then 11. So 48 there. So, miraculously, as this thing's breaking through the barrier, as you kind of brace yourself and get ready, Zircon, especially with the final arrows, you see it finally drop, but slide literally just up to you as it's finally killed.
I stand my ground.
Hit it once to claim the kill.
Smack. So you do that awesome fucking pose right in the front where you just see like the one tusk like slide up to you and just put like the 1 foot on the head of this creature.
Yep, that's the one.
Alright, these guys are going
I
to...
must now protect this breach in the wall.
These guys are going to repeat the same attack rolled in here, as unfortunately this tower is starting to fucking get decimated by this creature.
No.
There we are, there we are.
Yada yada does.
Wow, 293 to hit.
Miss.
Nah.
14 actually hit there. And even though this thing will still partially destroy the tower, as it kind of gets interceded into the fucking bottom of it. You can see it kind of crashes into the tower, gets bumped out this side as it collapses, but at the same time I need to roll the archer's dex save briefly, which she will be knocked prone for a moment, but she kind of catches herself a little bit as she gets thrown from the tower as it collapses the 15 feet to the side, making a bit of a debris barrier there. And she only takes 5 damage. Oof. But unfortunately her post is effectively ruined at this point.
No.
But you can tell it's kind of had its desired effect for the time being, to try and cause a little bit of chaos. And anyone who wants to roll an insight, go ahead.
I would love to.
Oh. Oh.
Copy that roll.
Mhm.
I mean, probably know the balls are a bit spooked. That's about it.
I shall not disgrace myself by trying.
Do it, pussy.
No,
Do it.
it is +0.
Do it.
Do it.
Alright.
Better than everyone else except me.
Hey.
So, especially for this, Zircon, you know these are kind of scare tactics and testing methods.
They're testing our defenses.
Yes, they're clearly seeing how hardened your soldiers are, and at the same time, it was a kind of a double tactic at that point. You could tell to obviously break some of your ramparts, as they know that these creatures are quite terrifying.
Did some damage.
So
They sure did.
obviously, they knew to make sure to bring very significant creatures at that point to obviously assail you. And thankfully, as well, at this point, as you are thinking about this, Leoris, it comes to your attention as you're watching around. Very faintly, you see for a brief moment, you look up, because you, obviously, with the goddess at your side, you have reverie with the moon quite significantly. You see a distinct figure kind of pass the image of the moon for a brief moment as it is full. You look up, and thankfully, especially since between rolling very terribly and the chaos of the boars, you see winged kobolds flying closer, carrying something. You see 3 distinctly currently across the field.
So in the air. How far do they seem to be?
Currently, in the midst of their flight, you could see that they're about 80 feet up.
Alright. I would like to... You said there are 3, right?
Yes, you see 3.
Okay. Then I'd like to fire off a magic missile and just hit each of them with 1 dart.
Alrighty. Alrighty. So that the 5 and just 1 each, you said?
Yeah, 1 each.
Alright. So at that, you quickly fire out the missiles and peg each of these kobolds at this point. You do see the other archers take note immediately. Pegging kobolds. You could tell that obviously now, especially with that going on, that obviously the boars were double used as a distraction. Awakener seems scarily fucking versed in siegecraft. So, especially with that, he hit each one. Unfortunately, none of them seemed to drop. Especially with that, the archers did not have note of them. They were still looking down. At that point, they will proceed forward with a full dash. As you can tell, they are kind of just trying to hurry the front line for whatever reason. That the archers themselves take note. You can intercede before or after the archers if you like.
I mean, if any of them get in my range, I'll shoot at them.
Alright, because they are 80 feet up. That's about it.
Can we actually see them?
From where Leoris shot out her magic missiles, well, technically, yeah, Leoris would be the only one able to see her. Or them.
We have super dark vision.
Leoris, bless this.
Yeah, so you can see them. It's 300 feet. You can definitely fucking see them.
We can actually
then I
see
cannot.
fire well.
Alright, hold on. The 300, bam, and then you blessed everyone, Leoris?
Not me.
There's people listed.
Yeah, I just wrote it down.
Alright, crops to you.
Neil wasn't in range, so I just gave it to Veneri because she was.
Damn!
That's cold, but I like it.
Wow.
Well, Neil wasn't in range. It's got 10 feet range. That's
We've also known Veneri longer than you, which is funny.
Well, I didn't know it was 300 foot.
And
Yeah, you said you
Zircon,
already had dark vision.
well, your eyes
Yeah, you
can't
have dark
see,
vision, you don't
sadly.
need
I've already got a dark vision.
yeah. I skipped Zircon because I knew it wasn't going to affect him anyway.
Yeah. Alright, so Veneri's got the 300. Alrighty. So, with that, the Elven Archers can't. Let me double check their vision actually. No. No, they can't. They cannot see the kobolds at this point, so they'll have to take shots at disadvantage. So. Up to you guys, if you want to try and shoot at them at normal, or, well, obviously, depending what you have.
If I can see them, I'm gonna shoot just one of them with a magic missile.
Guns of fire.
Because you see the one down here, the other two up north, obviously. One much closer, because he was sweeping around at that point.
Oh, I didn't notice that they were actually on the map yet. I thought they were too high up or something. I'll shoot, which one's actually in range? Oh, Pythagoras' theorem.
120
That
feet on the
boy's
map.
up.
Yeah, you can definitely hit him.
I can hit that, dude. I'll hit that one.
Alright.
That one's definitely in range.
Snipe him.
1, 2, 3. Oh, in order.
Alrighty. So with that, you see him and immediately plummets on the spot. As he falls and crashes with the ground, Zircon, you feel this blowback. Actually, let me double check.
Oh, he's a bomb.
Yeah, we played sappers.
So unfortunately, Zircon, you are actually just in range of this,
We
but
thought that was a joke.
thankfully it is.
How big is that explosion?
Make me a dexterity saving throw, DC 13, Zircon.
Can't believe they're kamikazeing us.
They're kamikaze. They aren't planning to die.
So that, as you see this effectively Globadier effect, as this guy crashes down into the fucking ground, and all of you suddenly just hear as this huge viscous green cloud wafts over the battlefield. Thankfully, you're taking half, and you will not receive the poisoned effect.
I've decided I want to throw a javelin at the other one.
Thankfully, that's really low. So you're only taking 6 poison damage. Oh. But that will be it for that one.
No.
With the 11 to hit, the flying kobold way up there will just miss him. So it comes close, but soars just past him. And then
I would like to tell the militia to fucking run.
alrighty.
Or at least scatter.
Yeah, scatter. Split up.
Cowardly robot is already sowing low morale into our group.
We've already lost. Just kill yourselves.
Fucking run!
We already lost. End your life. Fall upon your blade before the dishonorable kobolds claim you.
Alrighty. With that, you can tell a lot of the humans and other races there, definitely not with 300 feet of dark vision, are terrified at what they just saw at the south. All this is going on in chaos. Cromsteel, roll me a persuasion as you're trying to command these guys to fall back. You can see Kuthith, so do it with advantage as he sees. Oh, there you go. So.
Okay, I'll take the 24.
With that, you can see that they do immediately start kind of like a scatter effect here as they just start fucking panic spreading at this point. Because they will do that on their reaction. They're not very sure what's going on, but they're obviously trying to avoid what's going to happen, especially if what happened to the southern group is well, in front of the southern group anyway, is going to repeat here. They have no clue what the fuck happened, as they just saw a kobold fall from the fucking sky and then just fucking cloud of death.
I will missile another one on my turn, although I feel like it might be too late by the time I get another turn. As I feel like they're about to drop the nuke.
Alright, and then
Tactical nuke.
especially throwing that out and calling that out, this archer, well, it's gonna take her 3 shots at fucking disadvantage and hope she can peg one more as she's firing blindly into the night. Unfortunately, they all just miss it. Then double checking her range on her sisters. She'll try as well. She just fucking hit it with 1 shot, which is enough to drop it there.
Good.
And at that point, as he comes clattering down, same effect, just as it wafts over the field. 30 feet out from, we'll catch those 2, 3. The pig is fine.
Glad the pig's alive.
That's all we really want out of life, right?
Alright. So the guards, the soldiers, I'll roll them their deck saves because they can survive this. So unfortunately, these 2 drop on the field immediately. The other one